Well, here we are, my friends. We have made it a WWE pay-per-view with a real crowd. Don't know why I'm over-egging it so much. I mean, AEW's done it, Ring of Honor's done it, WWE has done it with WrestleMania. Just let me enjoy it. But it does make it all very exciting, especially given the fact that there are rumors everywhere saying that there are some prizes in store, and man, do I like being surprised. So the big question is, can I guess any of these? And we shall do that by putting on our predicting hats and trying to figure out what's going to happen at, of course, Money in the Bank 2021. As ever, I'm sure that SmackDown will sneakily add in a few matches in a few days' time, hashtag bring back Tuesday nights, but we do have some unassuming matches we should talk about first, namely for the Raw Tag Team Championship as AJ Styles and Omos defend against the Viking Raiders. The thing is, this should be good. AJ Styles is one of the best to ever do it in the history of the world, in the history of mankind. Eric and Ivar are a vastly underrated tag team, and don't ask me why, but I like Omos, and I know he's never gonna have a 5-star match. I don't tune into wrestling just to have 5-star match after 5-star match after 5-star match. Sometimes I tune in to watch a really tall man throw some people around. The only problem working against the Raiders is that there is another team in the wings that really should be challenging Styles and Omos for the titles at Summerslam, and that is of course RK Bro, especially because we've already got a built-in storyline. And sure, while seeing Riddle and Randy Orton take on Eric and Ivar would be enjoyable, when I get out my entertainment scale, it's just not as good as the other option. So of course I'm going to plump for that one. So for that reason alone, I've got to back our tag team champions, but I will say this. Eventually AJ Styles and Omos are going to break up. Obviously, eventually Randy Orton and Riddle are going to break up. And when we do that, let's make sure the Vikings are ready to just slide into this DM conversation and make them the champions and give them a damn long reign, maybe feud them against the New Day, because once more, they are really, really terrific. I mean, do you remember that match they had against Ricochet and Aleister Black? It was tremendous, but yeah, just to make it very clear, I'm going with Styles and Omos, probably by nefarious means, because they're bad guys and they do bad guy things. If when we were having a conversation about this match too, you had gone to me, well, I don't think the build has been very good, but I think the wrestling will be top, I would agree with you, and then I would raise you Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's title for those exact same reasons. As ever, you know they'll just smash it because they are such terrific professional wrestlers, but yeah, this whole story of, oh man, I'm better than you, no, I'm better than you, no, I'm gonna be you, oh my gosh, I'm a clone, well, it hasn't really done anything to me, especially given they have quite the history at this point. I mean, Charlotte Flair beat Rhea Ripley way back at WrestleMania 36 when we had no fans. Why aren't we putting that into the equation? Could be like, oh, I'm going to beat you this time because I'm going to have the WWE Universe behind me. But no, we're not doing that because I don't even know who the good guy and the bad guy is. And I was far better on Raw because I like the fact the Queen had gone, well, if I rip your leg out of the socket, I don't think you're going to be able to compete at 100%. And I suppose my only real worry is that we do make Charlotte the champion, not that she doesn't deserve it, but again, if you are putting real-life Homo sapiens back into a building and you're not going to try and make Rhea Ripley a super-duper star, then I think you've gone crazy. And you don't make super-duper stars by costing them their championships. You do try and put on a good match, we've already said that they can do, but also, if you can believe it, Rhea should win clean. I mean, she won't do because it's WWE, but just hit the riptide and get the 1, 2, 3, and then watch me just erupt with joy because, well, for one, I won't be able to believe it, but also two, Rhea can run with that for days. So we shall have to wait and see. Obviously, I'm not a time traveler, but I do want to put good vibes into the environment and hope that they return themselves to me. So I am going with the Nightmare for a clean victory. I'm so going to be wrong over Charlotte Flair. We move on to the men's world title scene now, because again, we've only got 2 Money in the Bank matches, and secretly I hope WWE doesn't add any more, but they will. And let's talk about the secret gem of them all, Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston. Now this has been so well done, and again the antithesis to everything else we've been talking about because the story and build has been tremendous, that if Kofi Kingston does pull off the surprise of the year, I will totally support that, and I say that as someone that also doesn't want Bobby Lashley to lose. I mean, you go figure that one out. And it's just because everybody has been on fire. Kofi's whole, man, I do it for my friends and family, and Bobby Lashley, you're an asshole, has been great. And Bobby Lashley going, oh man, I have been an asshole, so now I'm gonna turn into some kind of destroyer. Well, it just gets me all tingly-tangly down in my toes. I mean, I'm slightly worried we may get SummerSlam 2014 Brock Lesnar, John Cena situation where Lashley almost kills Kofi. But here's a little secret for you. I love it when wrestling companies do that, so I'll be fine. Although don't do it with Kofi because you already did it against Brock Lesnar. Now look, please do correct me if I'm wrong, but I did do my research and I do think I'm right, but we need to start shouting from the rooftops that this match is the first ever black man versus black man encounter when it comes to the WWE title. And I'm sorry, that is so overdue, I had to triple check my research because I'm like, there's no way we've only just got here in 2021. But my word, I do think that is the case. And that's really stupid. We've got to make sure we change this ASAP. But I do really think it's going to be great, especially if we do something like this. MVP gets involved. He cost Kofi Kingston becoming a two-time WWE champion, which means we then get MVP and Kofi Kingston at SummerSlam, a match that I'd also love because, again, we planted all the seeds and we put all the pieces in place. And then coming out the back of that, we get Xavier Woods versus Bobby Lashley because Xavier Woods beat Bob on a recent episode of Raw. Can you see how well put together this is? WWE, please do it for all your feuds. But despite all of my dreams, I do think Bobby Lashley will win. You can't come out here and cut that kind of crazy promo and then lose. It would make you look a little bit like a chump. And also, here's my other crazy prediction. Unless WWE has somehow talked Brock Lesnar into coming back to the company, and all signs say they haven't, I think at the SummerSlams, it is going to be Bob, here we go, taking on Goldberg. We then zoom over to the Universal Championship when, of course, Roman Reigns is taking on Edge, and this is another match that I think is going to be fabu. I mean, how can it not be? When was the last time you saw Roman Reigns have a bad performance? You can't even remember. When has Edge ever had a bad performance? Maybe when he first came into the company and he was with the Brood, but I'm pretty sure that was 32 years ago. You've also got all the follow-up that we're already doing based on their WrestleMania match, and my only real issue with this one is I kind of think both men's world title matches are going to end the same, and because it makes sense, I'm okay with it. But there's another small part of me that's like, man, WWE got a WWE. Because really, if I was writing the thing, I would have Seth Rollins get involved and cost Edge his chance of becoming Universal Champion so we can then do Edge versus Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. Because there's a match I'm desperate to see, but also back in 2013 or 2014, never forget, Rollins got Edge and said, ha ha ha, I'm going to break your neck, so essentially, I'm okay with killing you. And thankfully John Cena was here and he saved the day, like he always did. But I get it, I know it would get really boring, so I suppose this is all going to come down to execution, but there is absolutely no way Roman Reigns is losing his title here, even more so because the speculation that it is going to be Roman versus The Rock at next year's WrestleMania just keeps ramping up and ramping up. I mean, can you believe it? And also, if we do get there, who the hell actually wins? If The Rock has Black Adam coming out, I wouldn't put him past him, brand new champ. But I am very excited about this one, and look, there's enough teases with Brock Lesnar out there that you could even guess maybe he's gonna come down to the ring, but I don't see that one happening. But Roman, he will get the victory, and I'm going with it, courtesy of one Seth Rollins. And talking about one Seth Rollins as well, he is going to be in the Money in the Bank match. And I read the other day on the internet, which really can be stupid, someone saying, this looks like a terrible lineup for Money in the Bank. And I'm sorry, they must have been blind. They must have had no eyes. They must have been inspired by Rey Mysterio, because this looks flubbing great. Because you have Ricochet versus John Morrison versus Drew McIntyre versus Baron Corbin versus Big E versus Shinsuke Nakamura and versus Seth Rollins. I do not know of a universe, I don't know of a reality where that can be anything but potentially one of the best matches we've seen all year. Plus you have all these side stories that could just zoom into play even though I don't think they're going to. Like for example, let's say Drew did become Mr. Money in the Bank. He's not allowed to cash in on Bobby Lashley due to the terms of their last agreement. So what does he do? Does he just hold on to it, hope that Bobby loses? Does he go over to SmackDown? That would be a really good long-term narrative, and we need one of those when it comes to the briefcase because WWE loves getting rid of it really quick. On top of that, if someone like Ricochet or John Morrison won it, I'd be so excited. Like, oh my gosh, we're going to do something big with them. And speaking of big things, you could have Big E win every single thing until the day I die, and I'm never going to be against it. We have kind of talked Seth Rollins out of the thing, and I think it's just too soon for Kevin Owens, and I think Nakamura's going to tie into something with King of the Ring, which leaves just one person, and he is my pick, and his name is Riddle. I just think it makes so much sense. When it comes to big decisions like this, you should survey the waters and you should listen to the crowd, which notably has been difficult as of late. But everybody seems to love him. Everybody seems to be behind him. I think he's going to get crazy reactions when he does finally arrive in front of fans. And if that's the case, as always, give them what they want. So here's how I want it to go down. Make Riddle Mr. Money in the Bank 2021, make Big E the Royal Rumble winner in 2022, and then finally my life is coming together by vicariously living through other people's lives. So I'm quite confident on this one, to the point I'm going to say it. Riddle gets the win. Which leaves us with just one final thing to talk about, the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And I actually think, trying to figure this out, It's the hardest thing of the night. And of course, we are going to have Asuka versus Naomi versus Nikki Ash versus Alexa Bliss versus Anita Vega versus Natalya versus Liv Morgan, and interestingly, versus somebody to be determined. Just not my finger, I don't know what I'm doing. Hello, it's Simon Miller from the future here, or the past, the present, I have no idea. Let's just say I got on a DeLorean and I managed to pull some strings. That's not true. But in between me filming this predictions video and wherever we are today, WWE just went, we're gonna tell you who the last person the Women's Money in the Bank is. It's Tamina, because we looked into the books and there's nobody meaner. Now, I actually understand completely why they have done this, because everybody and their dog was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be Becky Lynch, it's gonna be Becky Lynch. So just to calm everyone down, they've gone, it's not Becky Lynch. Once again, it's one half of the tag team champions. Now, this screws over my prediction, because I said it was gonna be Sasha Banks. So now I'm doubling down on my prediction number 2. Let's go with Liv Morgan. Let's make a brand new star. Let's tie into the fans coming back. So Liv, go out there. I'm gonna say do me proud. You're not doing me proud. Who the hell am I? Some bald asshole nerd on the internet. So do it for you and do it for your legacy. I don't know, I'm going Liv Morgan. I tell you this though, now that we have run through the card and that we may get a couple of other matches, I think this is going to be an absolutely brilliant pay-per-view. Not just because we're going to have real noises, but where's the bad match? I can't see one, so you can call me Mr. Excited. Now, please do leave a comment below and let us know who do you think is going to win Money in the Bank and what else is going to happen throughout all these matches. Like the video, share the video and subscribe. Keep up to date with all the news over on whatculture.com. Come say hello on social media and make sure you click another video to keep your finger in shape. My name is Simon from What Culture. Thank you very much for watching me as always. Make sure you enjoy this as much as you can because we've had a horrible 18 months and happiness is everything. See ya.